And I'm so pleased to be here. Not my last time, I hope. I would like to start right with the poem in the anthology, however, because I did just fly in this afternoon and Steve was kind enough to pick me up at the airport, and then we took a walk. And I would be, oh good, it is here. Someone took my marker out.
Oh, I think that's a different version.
Oh, this is a different version?
Yeah, but
You,
yeah.
okay, because
Just tell me the title, I can find out what you mean.
oh, because I thought I wanted to hear the voice. So, do you know what page I'm on?
200.
Thank you. Low pressure. First, clouds, not nebulae or strata. The large cotton cumulus tinged with gray signal the change, and what should have been rain comes as wind, whipping the bleak day like an old woman beating her rugs. I come back heavier than I left, silk-crusted scalp, eyes red-rimmed, dust-powdered skin sanded like a pine board. Yet leaning into the wind, my body sends a message. This is familiar. This is the New Mexico I know. More than architecture, more than sky. My first days blessed by a blue that people here paint their gates to keep evil away. This wind's wail and buffet speaks to me.
Thanks for the opportunity to read the poem in Chinese. 第一，Patricia Goodrich。起初，云朵不是星云或云层，棉花般的大朵积云，略带灰色，发出变化的信号。本该有雨，风却来了。鞭打着阴郁的一天，像个老妇在抽打她的小地毯。我归来，比离去时更沉重。淤泥结成河的头皮，眼睛镶着红色，灰扑扑的皮肤像块撒满沙子的松木板。可是，在风中倾斜，我的身躯传递一条信息，这很熟悉。这是我熟知的新墨西哥，不只是建筑，不只是天空，我最初的日子为蓝色所保佑。这里的人们把门漆成蓝色来驱邪避灾。这风的尖叫和吹息在对我诉说。
She makes it sound as beautiful as it looks in Chinese. I mean, I want to reproduce not out of ego, but because how beautiful the language looks on the page. I'm from Michigan originally, okay? But when we were talking about epiphanies earlier, and New Mexico was the site of probably one of the most influential periods of my life. In the early 60s, I went to Albuquerque for Peace Corps training and ended up at D.H. Lawrence's ranch up by Taos before I knew who D.H. Lawrence was, you know? And that has stayed with me. But so has Michigan. And I understand you have really good hunting here. My son told me that before I came. This is about bear. The bears came back last night, though the night itself was starless. I saw them from a distance, 2 cubs close and a sow emerging from the brush. But their presence was enough to make my body go rigid like the hairs that guard their humpback necks. When I was young, They came near every night, till I feared the terror that waited behind closed eyes. Brown bears sprung from rivers, huge paws spearing fish, until they spotted me. Black bears laid hillside ambush. Surrounded, I had to travel. There was no other way. I'd wait shaken, exhausted by my flight. They say you can't hunt bear long before he's hunting you. He circles, creeping up behind. Despite his size, he moves with stealth, quietly. Years have lapsed since they lost my trail. Marriage and children covered track. But now they have my scent again. Now the bears are back. Perhaps their appearance is a message from some restless Chippewa spirit bound by broken treaties. Perhaps the bear lives within, banished to some secret place. All those years I was secure. Perhaps I've grown weak. Perhaps he senses wounds, and I seem a likely prey. I've heard that if you strip the fur of bear away, the naked frame looks human. And my daddy used to get those outdoor hunting magazines, you know, Outdoor Life, and in the back you could send in your photo. And I still remember that one from northern Michigan of the bear hunters with their dogs all lined up, you know, like this. And I'm not anti-hunting at all, but behind them was the bear that had been skinned. And you don't know when you're a kid what's going to stay with you that long, that long. My father wasn't a real demonstrative man. Well, maybe he was more demonstrative than he was vocal, okay? And things that we take, I remember he used to give me these bear hugs and whisker burns. You know what those are? Not as friendly as you think, guys. Not as friendly as you think. But he did do that. And when he and my parents, he and my mother were separating, this is one of the last memories I have of him on our street before he left. The left hind foot. A Sunday afternoon, sitting on a neighbor's couch, my father draped an arm over my stiff shoulder, my back erect, my eyes searching for a place to look, so uncomfortable with the unfamiliar closeness. Did he say he loved me? Or just that he'd kill any bastard who laid his hands on me? I was 12, and I believed him. After all, how many times had he cut the left hind foot, the lucky one, off a rabbit, and given it to me for being his good girl? And that lucky foot, it was an act of love for him, you know? But at the time, that's not exactly how it felt.